Okay, so when we are wanting to repeat code, there are two types of loop that we need to know. Iteration is when we repeat code. The two types of loop are count controlled loop and a condition controlled loop. Here we are looking at a count controlled loop. The word that we use for that is for. So when we start a for loop using this word, the next thing that you include is a variable. So this can be any name that you want, but you might have seen it really popular is just to use the letter I. Now this is short for iteration number. So lots of programmers just put I because it's a very, very short, simple version for iteration number. So when you say for I in range, you are essentially just saying for the iteration number in this range that we're going to put into brackets. So this is the correct kind of structure to declare a for loop in Python. For I in range, and then you've got 0 at the end. Here, whichever number that you type in is how many times it will repeat the code underneath. Okay, so let's say I put 3 in, it will repeat whatever I write underneath 3 times. Now this is the bit that as soon as you kind of get your head around this and it clicks, it's a really, really useful tool to use. So this variable that you create, it automatically increments. So what that means is it automatically increases by itself. So when I run this code, you'll see that it prints out 0, 1 and 2. That's because I've told it to repeat 3 times. Now the variable that you create, it automatically assigns a value of 0 to it. So in some programming languages, you'll see it declared first to say, you know, what the value is at the start. In Python, it automatically creates it as 0 for you unless you tell it otherwise. So it starts it off at 0 and it prints out 0. Then because it's a loop, it goes back to the first line and repeats it again. So now it'll do this again, and it'll do it one more time. It does it 3 times, and that's why the output is 0, 1 and 2. Okay, if I change it to 5 and run the same program again, you'll see that it does it 5 times, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And computers always start things from 0 unless you tell it otherwise. If I do put 1, comma, this is now the start point. After the comma would be the end point. So when I run this now, it will print out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It started from 1 instead of 0 because I told it to. And this is the only bit that confuses people sometimes, is this is the stop number. The stop number is set to 6 because what happens is it repeats up until it gets to 6 and then it stops. So it doesn't include this number, which is why it stopped at 5. Okay, so if I change this to 11 for example and run, it does all the way up to 10. It does not include the final iteration. Okay, and the last thing that you need to know is if you put another comma in, the third parameter is a step count. So if you put a number 2 in for example, it starts at 1 and it will step up 2 places to 3, step up 2 places to 5 and so on, like so. So that's how we show all of the odd numbers, because we've stepped up by 2. If you step up by 3 instead, then you'll see it does 1, 4, 7, 10, because each time it increases it goes up by 3. Okay, the most common loop that you'll probably end up using is just how many times do you want to repeat something. If you want to do it 5 times, it would be like that. If you want to do it 6 times, it would be like that. The only other time or thing that you need to know is that you can do it based on a variable. So let's say I put num in, then above it you can say that num is 5. Then it takes the value of num and it puts it into there. So that is the equivalent of doing it 5 times, which is what it does here. So that allows you to create a loop based on an input. For example, you could say I want you to tell me how many times. And now when you run, it says how many times. If I put 5 in and press enter, it will do it 5 times. Okay, so this is a really, really useful tool, how to do a count controlled loop using I as the iteration number and whatever numbers that you need to stick in here.